What I have here today is my favorite budget PC case. So these can be had on the used market for $50 if you look. So I'm going to caveat this with I see them at prices all over the place. I see people trying to get everywhere from $50 to $200. However, I have bought enough of this case at $50, maybe $60 to be able to say that they're reasonably available at that price range if you watch. I mean, some things you gotta watch for a while. Sometimes it'll pop up fast. But so this is a Corsair Crystal 570X. It is a 360-degree glass case. I guess the back isn't glass. I don't know how you do that glass, but it does have glass on the top. It's got all glass side panels, and it's got a glass front panel. So everything except the back of the case and the bottom of the case are glass. So this has a very modern aesthetic look to it. It's got that look NZXT kind of pioneered with the covered PSU shroud. And it's a little limited on space. It's one of those cases that's fairly large, but also doesn't have a ton of usable space in it. It'll do 6 total fans if you include the ones, assuming you use a liquid cooler. If you do the ones on the liquid cooler, top of the case will take a 240 millimeter radiator. As you can see, I have done here. Front of the case will take a 360 millimeter radiator. And then you'll have, it's only set up for 120s. It does not have mounting. As far as I know, no, maybe I take that back. Okay, so it looks like the front, yeah, it looks like the front is set up for potentially, yeah, the front could take 140s. But it's not really, the case is really designed for 120s for the most part. So a full load is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I kind of went crazy with it because I had the parts. So I put in, oh no, actually the reason I did it, so I put in a push-pull configuration on the, actually let me open this. You guys can see. It's kind of trying to showcase it with the side panels on, but give me just a sec. They do sell this in a white as well, which I actually do have one on hand. I don't think it looks particularly good because it still has, they didn't do a particularly good job on the white one with, say, like making the drive cages and stuff white. So there's a bunch of stuff that you can see through the tempered glass that's black. So I think it doesn't look the best, but they do offer a white version if that's your gig. All right, let me put this to the side here. Now, I will say, this isn't particularly ideal for what I'm using it for. So what I'm using this for is as a GPU test rig. So whenever so what this is right now, as it sits, it is a Core i9 9820X. You can see the opposing RAM slot configuration. It is an X299 setup. This has a 10 core 20 thread in it, and so it's that same tech that they were using. It's basically the same thing from like 2015 through, I don't know, 2019 or something like that. Sixth generation through 11th generation were all that kind of that same thing where Intel just stagnated. So I find this to be, it's fully supports Windows 11, but it also has support for older operating systems. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if I could find either Windows 7 or Windows XP support for X299, because sometimes these more workstation-oriented platforms have a little bit further back support. So it does give me the ability to load older operating systems if I really wanted to. It also has a ton of expansion slots. You can't see it, but what I'm doing with this is my test rig, and I find that on test rigs, either magnetic side panels or hinged at the back side panels tend to be the best option, which this doesn't have. I had the upgraded version of this, which solves that problem, the Corsair 500D, specifically the SE, which is the most similar to this. In fact, it's the identical configuration inside. It's virtually identical. But the reason I'm not recommending that in this particular video is because those tend to be more expensive and they're very hard to find. I've only ever actually seen one, and it was only because I actually bought a computer that was built in it. And so you're just not going to find those. So my recommendation, I don't like recommending products that I've just randomly, on that one occasion gotten a good deal. I only like recommending a product as you can get it at this price if it's actually readily enough available at that price. So that's the reason why I didn't recommend the 500D SE, even though it's similar to this, but an overall better configuration. So I definitely wouldn't recommend this if you're going to be constantly opening it, just because that side panel, having that configuration with the screws where you have to pull the screws off. I mean, look, it's not that big of a deal, but it's also, if you're going to be constantly, like if you're really, really going at it and you're really doing a lot of different add and remove type stuff, it's just not, it's not ideal. Hey, this is interesting. My DJI disconnected. Normally I'm able to tell it what I want it to do while it's just sitting there, but for some reason the app just randomly closed. Let's see if it actually disconnects or reconnects. It'll take a full-sized power supply, so I do have a large power supply in here. What else is there of note? Yeah, it's just it's a good looking case. I like that all modern glass look, and I don't think you're gonna find a case that has this generally good of aesthetics at a lower price. The only thing where this comes short as far as modern, shall we say, amenities is it does not have front panel USB-C. Other than the lack of front panel USB-C, it has pretty much everything you could ask for. It's just that, honestly, I mean, I don't really use front panel USB-C very much. I don't even use, I've got some USB-C devices. I don't really use them that much, though. I think most people are probably still fine without a front mounted C, although I know there's that one person that needs one. But anyway, it'll take a large board. This is an Asus X299 Sage, which is I believe it's a ATX XL, or whatever you call it, ATI extended. So it is a big board. So it will take a full-size board. It's a little limited on, bigger water coolers, things like that. So anyway, though, I just wanted to show you guys this as kind of my $50 case recommendation, especially if you're looking for a showpiece build. 100%, absolutely, this is the way to go. One other thing to mention, you got to be fairly extensive with your cable management if you care how it looks, because it does have glass on the back side panel, so you can see your cable configuration. So anyway, hope you guys find this interesting, and I hope the recommendation is useful to someone. So thanks for watching.